Hi, thank you so much for being here today. I am Jenna Clark and I'm going to be teaching you a therapeutic yoga class. This is going to be a really simple class that you don't have to get up off the floor for. And it's going to be surrounding the lower body and opening up the chest. So I hope you enjoy this class. So today we're just going to start in our nice seat, and we'll start actually with our left leg in front of our right leg. So from here, I just want you to 3 times inhale your arms all the way up, and then exhale them down. And as you exhale them down, act like you're painting, pulling the fingers back here, painting the walls, and reach out through your elbows. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Looking up if you'd like. Exhaling all the way down. Beautiful. Drop that right hand down to the floor and inhale, reach your left arm up and over. For here, you can bend your right elbow and press out through that right hand. Keep your left sit bone on the floor and lift up through your left rib cage. Remember not to let your head hang, but really lift that left ear up towards the left tricep. Beautiful. Breathing deeply in and out of your nose here. Inhaling, coming all the way back up, both arms. Exhale, paint the walls. Drop your left hand down, reach up. Inhale, and then as you exhale, you can always bend into your left elbow if you need to. Reach up and over through the right side. Go ahead and twist your chest towards the ceiling a little bit. Keep your right sit bone down this time, lifting up through your right rib cage. Remember, keep that right ear towards the right bicep and not letting it hang down. One more deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let those hands come down. Now we're going to switch the legs. Beautiful. On your next inhale, reach up as tall as you can. And as you exhale, I want you to reach your left arm forward, reach your right arm back, and find a twist with just the arms. Really reach out through their elbows here. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your left hand to your right knee. The right hand's going to drop down behind you. And we're going to lift our chest towards the right and look over our right shoulder. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring those arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, really reaching out and then dropping those hands down. Right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind you. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, twisting towards the left. Keep your right shoulder back here if you can. And continue to breathe, feeling this twist in the upper spine. Beautiful. On your next inhale, you'll come back towards the center. Inhale, reach those arms high. And as you exhale, you can bring the hands down to the floor, or we're going to hinge forward with the arms by the ears. Bring our hands down whenever we feel ready. And then as you exhale, you can simply drop the head down towards the floor and just be here for a moment, feeling the stretch in the outer hips. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and walk yourself back up. We're going to switch those feet one more time. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, once again, hinging forward, dropping the hands down whenever you need to, and then dropping the head towards the floor. Feel the stretch in the outer hips. Feel the stretch, maybe even in the arms, in the upper body, and in the back. Continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. on your next inhale, walk those hands back, and this time we're going to send our left leg out to the side, keeping that right heel close to the pelvic bone, or you can even think about the sole of the foot kind of touching the inner left thigh here. From here, we're going to inhale to reach up. If you need to keep this left knee bent, you totally can. And then as we exhale, we're going to turn towards our left leg. Taking the hands down towards the floor, pull your left toes back. And then as you exhale, I want you to walk your chest forward. And from here, we're just trying to notice how our hamstrings are feeling today. So if the leg is straight, we just want to start to walk ourselves forward until we feel a stretch and just stay there for a moment, just breathing into this sensation. Continue to pull the toes back and draw the left heel down into the floor. That's really going to light up the back of your leg, and then you're going to feel maybe a little bit more access and healing through the back of the body. Keeping the chest lifted here, continue to breathe. Beautiful. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, press down through the left leg, rise up, and then we'll come back towards the center. This time we're going to take our right leg out to the right. Our left leg's going to come in, sole of the foot, semi-touching, more of like the toes kind of tucking underneath that right leg. And then again, you can always bend this knee if you need to. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, turn your chest towards the right. Set those hands down on the floor. And I like to just crawl my chest forward here. Once again, the knee can stay bent. You can stay right here, drawing the heel down, or you can begin to straighten the leg. Really try to lift up your right rib cage and bring your left rib cage towards your leg so that we're continuously pressing our chest straight over the leg. Your right hand pressing down can really help you find that twist. And then we want to stay with the chest lifted. We don't want to have that big round in our spine. So keep the heart forward and the shoulders pulled back. We'll work on that more in a moment. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up, coming back towards the center. And then as we exhale, let's go ahead and take both legs out. So we can do, I'm going to turn sideways for you. From here, pull those toes back, really spread them as wide as you can. And this is Dandasana. So from here, we can have our hands down on either side of our body to support us. If you need to lean back a little bit because your legs are tight, you can do that. But alternatively, I would like you to bend your knees. And maybe that will allow you to sit up a little bit straighter. And then from here, we're going to inhale our arms high. Exhale, bring that belly down towards the thighs, and then take the hands towards the floor. From here, if you're still not feeling that much of a stretch, you can begin to kick your heels out. But once again, let's not round into our upper spine. So if that starts to happen, just bring those knees back up and keep lifting your heart. Heart forward, shoulders back. Beautiful. Maybe you can go a little bit further on your next exhale. Inhaling completely. And as you exhale, rise all the way back up. Beautiful. This time we're going to take our feet down into the mat and take our hands behind us. So here's just a really great way to open up the upper chest. So most of the time we're kind of leaning back, our shoulders are up in our ears. So this time I want you to push down until your chest starts to come forward. Your hands are on either side of the mat and you're really extending your heart up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Your chin can stay in your chest here, or you can kind of scoop your chin back and look up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. As you exhale, begin to round into your spine. And now we're going to just hang here for a moment, grabbing the backs of our legs. You can grab your elbows, you can grab your knees, just whatever's going to allow you to just lean back here and feel a stretch between the shoulder blades. Dropping the chin down into the chest, just kind of noticing how this feels. You may feel a stretch the more that you tuck your chin, moving further down into your spine. Beautiful. Now from here, pull those shoulders back. Lift your chest once more. Drop those hands back behind you and lift. Sometimes what I like to do is start to bend my elbows in towards each other. If that's an action for you, you can open up your shoulders just a little bit as well. Beautiful. As you exhale, begin to come turning around onto your hands and knees. Now for this class, if you're going to need any sort of cushion for your knees, you may want to have a blanket or a pillow there. That's why I have this pillow. And then we're going to come down and just start to walk into our wrists a little bit. So just moving them, patting them into the floor, noticing how they feel. We're wanting to really strengthen our wrists here. So turning those fingertips in every direction, front, inward, outward, backwards, however it's working for you. Beautiful. And then go ahead and tuck your toes for a moment. If this is inaccessible for you, don't worry about it. This is a very difficult pose to do, but if you do have access, you can come and try to sit your hips back down on your heels as much as you can. But if it's here, right, if you get these tucked and just leaning back a little bit is where you're feeling that stretch, just stay right there for a moment. Begin to press your toes into the ground, especially your big toe, and notice what changes. Beautiful. One more deep inhale. And then as you exhale, release that. And just kind of pat the top of the feet onto the ground. Beautiful. On your next inhale, we are going to tuck our toes and lift our hips into a downward facing dog. So feel free to keep the knees bent here. And we're only going to stay here for a few moments, really gripping the fingers into the ground. And then as you exhale, let's come back down onto our knees. Beautiful. From here, let's go ahead and come back onto our butt. Take those legs out in front of us once more. And this time we're going to let our toes fall out to the side. We're going to grab our inner thighs. We're going to pull those feet towards us, right? So Baddha Konasana. So however close, you don't have to bring them very close to you, right? We can have them pretty far away, whatever you're comfortable with. And start with a more relaxed pose here. We're going to inhale, and as we inhale, you're going to grab your ankles or your shins. You're going to pull your elbows back and your heart forward. And then exhale, I want you to round your spine into a cat. So don't let your hands leave the legs. Just reach back through the spine. Allow your chin to drop down. Inhale, pulling the chest through. Exhale, rounding. Cat pose. Beautiful. Inhale. Notice how the butt sticks out on the inhale. And then as you exhale, you're rounding into the spine. Beautiful. Last one. Inhale. And then exhale, round. Now come into one more inhale. And then from here, I want you to keep your chest that lifted and begin to walk your hands forward a little bit. And notice where you're feeling this stretch. Can you start to press your big toes in towards each other? Breathe here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, let's walk out of that a little bit. And now we're going to try to bring our feet just a little bit closer to us. If you can't, that's totally fine. Take a deep inhale. Lift up. If you need those hands behind you, you can always stay here. and you may feel that stretch already, right? If not, grab those ankles again, take a deep inhale, elbows back, chest lifts, and then as you exhale, let your heart come forward. Now I'll show you from the side. I'm not letting my spine round here, right? So I'm pulling my elbows back and letting my heart come forward, and then I'm just moving at my hip. So my pelvis is actually moving forward, right? My pelvis is dipping forward here. And then from there, you can always round down if you'd like to, or you can stay lifted, stay looking forward, stay lengthening the spine, stay pressing the big toe mounds together, and feel this opening. Deep inhales and exhales through your nose. Beautiful. On your next inhale, release that, bring those feet together once more, and we're gonna come back on to all fours. So grab your cushion if you need it. And we're going to place our hands on the ground, and I'm gonna show you a few rounds of hip cars here. And these are super important, they're super great for us. So let's just start for a moment by once again remembering those wrists and starting to press the fingertips into the ground. So the very fingertips, and seeing as you press the fingertips, can you begin to lift up through the wrist here? You see how I'm not bending my elbows, my body is staying pretty stationary, and it's just my hands doing the work. You're gonna start to feel this move all the way up to your armpit. So just doing a few of these, and then planting those hands on the ground, we're gonna bring our shoulders together, and then we're gonna push them apart. So these are scapular push-ups. You see how my head is still reaching towards the wall. My sit bones are reaching in the opposite direction as the crown of my head. My elbows are staying straight, and I'm just using my scapula. I'm bringing my scapula together, and then I'm pushing my scapula apart from each other. Beautiful. One more of these. If you ever want to make this a little harder, you can always walk your knees back or your hands forward and lean until your shoulders come onto your wrists again. So if you make this a little bit harder, let's do 5 more. If you didn't, let's still do 5. Beautiful, 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and walk those hands out just a little bit further and send that chest down towards the floor to really stretch into the front of the body. Lifting up through your rib cage, come back into all fours, tuck your toes, lift your hips to downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend one knee at a time here. Notice how this feels for you. Try to keep your elbows with a little micro bend in them so that we're not sending them into overextension. Try to bring your sternum closer to the floor, your chest closer to the floor, lifting up through your rib cage and sticking your bum in the opposite direction as the crown of your head. Really sitting your left heel down for a moment, feeling that stretch on the left side. If this is inaccessible, you can always bring your knees back down and find a strong downward facing dog here, y'all. And alternatively, you can also come to a wall and place your hands on the wall and have your butt out in the middle of the room. So lots of options for us for downward facing dog. So setting that right heel down, stretching that right calf out. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and drop those knees back down. Come off your wrists for a moment. You can just sit on your heels for a moment or stay on your knees. Just shake those wrists out. If your wrists are feeling any sort of way that is uncomfortable, you can roll the edge of your mat up and place the heel of your hand on this the squishy part of your mat and your fingers off of it, or a blanket will work, or you can come into fists, okay? So with these, we're coming down onto our hands and our knees once more. We're gonna take our knees directly next to each other, and then we're gonna scoop our hips, right? Did you see that? We're scooping our hips. So my belly button is coming up away from the floor. Boom. right? So we have a long, flat, neutral spine. I'm pulling my shoulders away from my ears. I'm finding my shoulders kind of dropping in just a little bit, squeezing together so I have space. And then from here, I'm gonna squeeze my right heel towards my butt and lift my knee up towards the sky. Notice how that didn't change my spine, right? And it didn't go all the way up, right? We're not here, we're here. Beautiful. Now from here, I want you to take that knee and start to turn it out to the side. Almost like you're trying to create a rainbow with that knee. Really driving that knee all the way up and forward. And we're gonna try to get it as close to the right tricep as we can. We'll bring it in close to the chest, and then we'll kick it back out. And now we're gonna go opposite. Chest, tricep. Now from here, I want you to try to send the shin up as high as you can. Almost like you're kicking the heel out. Really getting that shin up, going all the way back. Coming to that first position, heel in the glute, and drop that knee back down. Beautiful. We'll do 2 more. So kick the heel up, knee raises up. Really lift it. Bring it to the tricep, to the chest. Drop it to neutral. Chest, tricep. Now shin's gonna try to kick up and back. Really feel that one. Back to the first position, and then neutral. Beautiful. Last one. Kick. Draw a big rainbow with that right knee, tricep, chest, neutral, chest, tricep. Now shin's gonna really lift up towards the ceiling, moving all the way back to the first position, and then drop down. Beautiful, y'all. You're probably feeling this, so if you can, come onto your knees or something and kind of shake your hips out. I would like us to come up to standing. So if we can come into a downward dog and maybe walk our hands back towards our feet. Let's find a forward fold here for a moment. Bending your knees, belly on your thighs. You can grab your opposite arm and just feel how the stretch feels in the back of your legs. Lean into your heels and into the front of your feet a few times to notice where you're feeling more of the stretch. And then pause where you're feeling it. Press your feet down and begin to straighten your legs a little bit more. Beautiful. From here, I want you to look forward, crawl your hands back out, and lower those knees down. Beautiful. Go ahead and come up onto your knees, shake those wrists out for a moment, shake the body out, do whatever you need to, and then we'll do the other side. So I'm going to turn around for you. So from here, again, we're gonna scoop our hips slightly, bring our belly button up away from the floor, draw the knees in together, make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, and then drop the chest through just a little bit so you feel more of the engagement of the lats instead of having that big round in the spine. Squeeze the lemons in your armpits. Forgot to say that on the other side. That really helps. If you can kind of see the video here, my shoulders are up in my ears, and then if I squeeze my lemons, they come down away from my ears. So reach the crown and the sit bones in opposite direction, and then left heel to left glute. Knee lifts. Draw the big rainbow out to the side. Tricep, chest, and neutral. Beautiful. Chest, tricep. Now shin's gonna try to stay up as long as possible. Send the left knee back to neutral. 2 more. Kick. Knee draws out to the side. Tricep, chest, neutral, chest, tricep, shin. Beautiful. And then back to neutral. Last one. Out to the side. Big rainbow. Tricep and chest, then neutral. Chest, tricep. Beautiful. Kick the shin out all the way back and drop it down. Beautiful, y'all. Shake those wrists out and let's come onto our butt. Ooh, feels so good. So we're gonna try those Janu Shirshasana one more time. So if you have a blanket or a pillow to sit up on, it may help you fold forward a little bit better. So we're going to take our left leg out to the left, have that right foot underneath our left thigh. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, turn your chest towards the left. Now kick out through your left heel or bend the knee and still kick out, right? Now hinge forward, finding that stretch in our left leg. Press your left hand down to twist towards the left and then kick out through the right heel to find yourself reaching the crown of the head further towards the toes, but think in a line that your belly is gonna touch your thigh before your rib cage does, before your chest does, before your throat does, before your chin, and then your nose, right? From here, continue to press your hands down into the floor. Pull your elbows back like we practiced in the beginning to let your heart come more forward. Beautiful. On your next inhale, rise into your half left. Let's go to the other side. Probably found that it was a little bit easier here. So our left toes are underneath our right thigh. We're kicking out through that thigh using our quad here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to twist towards the right, and then giraffe those hands down. Really let your right butt stick out, right? So we're not scooping it underneath, we're letting it move out. You can bend your right knee if you need to. Press into your right hand to lift up your right rib cage, and then as you exhale, think belly, then chest, then throat, as we move down towards our right leg. Kick out through your right foot, kick out through your big toe mound. Beautiful. Take one more deep inhale in and exhale completely. Inhale, rise into your half lift. Come back towards the center and bring both those legs together. Let's go ahead and turn onto the long edge of our mat. We're going to take our feet down into the floor. So we'll do 3 of these. So we practice with our hands on the ground, lifting our heart. Now we're going to lift our butt too. So I want you to press your toes down. And first, let's press our big toe down and lift all our other toes up. And then I want you to tap those little toes. Keeping the big toe down. Tapping the little ones. What's happening? This is weird. And then settle the little toes down and now pick up your big toe. Just notice how that feels in your feet. And it's okay if you can't pick it up. Just really focus. The more that we use our toes, the more that we use our body, the more that we use it, the more we keep it. The less we use it, the less we keep it. We use it or lose it. Start to tap those big toes. And just notice what happens. Is the big toe moving closer to the other toes the whole time? Or are you able to keep it far away? Is it difficult? Is it easy? Whatever it is, it's okay. Beautiful. Now the hard one. Look at your right pinky toe. Try to lift it off the ground without moving any of your other toes. Ha, that's silly. Now look at your left toe. Try to lift your left pinky toe off the ground. We can will it. It may not come. Beautiful. Okay, whatever that happened, it's okay. Just keep trying. Wiggle your toes out, press those feet down. Now I want you to draw your toes off the ground, right, your feet off the ground, but keep your heels planted, and I want you to pull back towards your glutes and kind of feel how your legs start to want to light up. Now from here, as we lift our hips on an exhale, I want you to set your feet back down. And then inhale, I want you to slowly lower yourself back towards the floor. Keep those shoulders on your spine the whole time. So we'll do 2 more just like that. Inhaling, pressing the feet down, lifting the hips. Exhaling, slowly lowering back down, feeling the glutes the whole time. Beautiful. Now on this last one, I want you to squeeze your glutes before you go up. So pull back, now squeeze your glutes. Now lift. Beautiful. Now slowly lower back down. Nice job. Press those feet down. You can have your hands behind you. You can have your hands on your knees here. We're going to slowly start to roll our spine down towards the floor. Each vertebrae piece by piece. And then as you exhale, bring your elbows down to either side of your body. And from here, as you press, you're going to lift your chest up and move your shoulders further underneath you. So now my chest is lifted, right? It was here, and then I pressed up and lifted, and now it's here. So from there, walk your feet in slightly. And once again, we're going to press our heels down, pull them back towards us. If you can't feel that pull, just walk your feet a little bit further away. And now squeeze your glutes. It may be a little hard. You may have to scoop your hips to do it. And if you can't feel it, once again, that's okay. Just keep practicing. And from there, lift your glutes up. Lift your hips up. Now we're pressing down through our feet. I want you to start to press away. Press the feet away from you like you're pressing your knees towards the wall. And then press your elbows down a little bit more. Roll into your shoulders. Keep your low back super long here. Keep squeezing your glutes. Breathe. If at all this is too much, just lower your hips down a little bit and just focus on squeezing the glutes and finding a lower bridge. You don't have to lift your heart as much. Beautiful. As you exhale, I want you to go down the same way you came up and let those knees sway side to side for you. And as you feel ready, we're going to do another bridge pose. So go ahead and draw your elbows down, pick up the chest, press the feet down, pull them towards you, squeeze your glutes if you can. If you can feel that, you can also reach back there and touch them, and then lift the hips from there. And once again, we don't have to be in a full bridge pose. We can be in more of a ramp. Pressing the feet down and away. Maybe you lose your glutes a little bit. Can you press them back down into the floor then? So we kind of move our body around in yoga so that we can create space for ourselves, right? So if we need the push to get up, but then we can hold it there as we press back down, then we stay, then we do that, right? We do that succession of events. Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, come back down, let those knees sway side to side. All right, on our last and final bridge pose, it's actually going to be a few of them. And it'll be a little bit different. It'll be more therapeutic. So we're going to take our arms, we're going to grab our opposite elbow and try to bring them over our head. If this is inaccessible, maybe the arms, or maybe a cactus pose. Just something where our center of gravity is shifted. And the same thing, we're going to scoop our hips. And as you scoop your hips, you're going to notice that your body starts wanting to come off the ground. So the goal of this is to really roll our spine up off the ground. Each vertebrae piece by piece. And it only has to be about the middle of the rib cage. It doesn't have to be very far. This is a very therapeutic movement for our low spine to really open up. So I want you to focus on squeezing your glutes and using your core to really roll the spine up and down. Allow the core to move in. Allow the spine to bend. And let your body just move up and down here, feeling the low back open as your hamstrings and your glutes are working for you. Go as slowly or as quickly as you want here. Beautiful. Let's take two more of those. Awesome. Last one. And then as you feel ready, you'll take your left knee into your chest. You can let that right knee fall out. You can let it go straight, or you can keep it exactly where it's at. Just squeeze into that left knee. And then from here, I want you to bring your right hand on the outside of that left knee and pull the knee across the body. You can let both knees fall to the right. And then reach across your body with your left arm towards the right so that we roll all the way onto the right side. And then with that pull back, like you're pulling back a bow and arrow, release your arms into a T. This right leg is meant to support your left leg. So if it's not supporting it down here, bring both knees up. Reaching through that left arm. Maybe even turn your gaze towards the left. Breathe deeply into your belly, allowing your belly to expand and fall. Massaging your insides. Beautiful. On your next inhale, you'll come back over with that left arm. Allow your left knee to come back into your hand. Now squeeze both knees into your chest for a moment. Notice the difference. And then drop your left leg down. Squeeze your right knee into your chest. Kind of outside of your rib cage back into your right armpit. Find that compression in the front of the right hip. Again, with this left leg, you can send it out strong and long, or you can keep it bent. You can let it fall to the left if you'd like. Whatever really feels good in this moment. And then grabbing your left hand on the outside of your right leg, you're going to bring that right leg all the way over. With your right hand, reach towards the right and then pull back with that bow and arrow. This allows us to really move into the upper spine instead of the lower spine, which is why I use that method. Reaching through both arms. And if you'd like, you can always gaze past your right fingertips. Find deep inhales and exhales in your belly. Beautiful. On your next inhale, reaching back over towards the right first. Grab your right leg, roll back towards the center, squeeze both knees in your chest. Beautiful. On this next pose, we're going to grab Happy Baby. So with the knees in your chest here, you can just grab the outside of your feet. The arms go on the inside of the legs. Grab the outside of the feet here. And then as you draw your knees down, you kick your feet up towards the ceiling. So this is an opposite action, right? You see my shoulders here? I'm going to pull them back. And then I'm going to kick my feet up, and you're going to feel more of that compression in the front of your hips here. And feel free as a Happy Baby to roll around in any way that you want. We can really feel free to express ourselves here, maybe straightening one leg and bending the other, maybe straightening both legs, maybe doing weird, different, maybe like a feet together thing, rolling on your spine, really whatever feels good here. Just kind of move into these weird positions. And let your body feel good in this moment. So good. So the last thing that we're going to do before we move into Shavasana is going to be taking our left leg long. The right leg is going to come into a tree pose. So that's either on the inside, on the inside of our leg, or we're going to grab our foot and bring it up to the left hip, and then let this right leg just drop away. So there's no pushing down on this right leg, it's just gravity. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, tree pose is perfect. And this is a relaxed tree pose. We want connection between the inner left thigh and the bottom of the right foot, but we don't need to be pressing or anything. We just want to let our legs relax for a moment. So just breathe here into your belly for a few more breaths. Beautiful. On your next inhale, releasing that right leg down, bringing your left leg up for your tree pose or your half lotus tree. And allowing that leg to relax out. We still want that connection between the left sole of the foot and the right inner thigh. But it doesn't have to be very much pressure there. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring that left leg in and take any other pose that your body is craving, and we'll move into our Shavasana. If you have that blanket or a pillow or anything that you use in the beginning of class, you can always place it on top of you. And then just allowing your body to be spread out here. So bringing the arms long, the legs long, everything far away from each other. The weight of this blanket, of this pillow, is really nice on my legs. So if you have anything nearby that you need to go get, do that so that you find comfort in this Shavasana. And we'll just take a short, sweet 3-minute Shavasana here. So as you find yourself on your mat, let everything get heavy. I want you to lift your right arm up and squeeze your fist here. Really squeeze it all the way up so every muscle on your arm turns on. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take your fingers wide and then release it. Beautiful. And take your left hand up. Squeeze your fist. Punch the ceiling. Deep inhale. Exhale, release the hand, but spread as wide as you can. And then release. Squeeze your left leg all the way up to your butt. Really squeeze that side of the body. Put all the tension in that leg. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release. Inhale, right side squeezes. Squeeze as much as you can. Take the deepest inhale you can. Turn the whole right side of the body on. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Sinking deeper into the mat here. Allowing everything, all the tension to leave your body through your exhale. And just be here now for a few more moments. Begin to deepen your breath. Coming back into this space. Really starting to notice your body again. Wiggling your toes and your fingers. Taking any sort of stretches that feel good for you. And as you feel ready, rolling onto your right or your left side. Pausing for a moment and just saying a little bit of gratefulness in your head for yourself, for this practice, for your mat, for your body and your mind, for your heart. And as you feel ready, rolling closer to the floor, push yourself up into a nice seat. And we'll take one last deep inhale together. Bringing your hands together at your heart, thumbs into your sternum. Pull down slightly on the skin there and lift your chest up against that downward pressure. And know that you can rise up against anything. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, let it out. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.